And welcome back to Legally Speaking with the McLario firm. Well, long-term care can be expensive, but the right pre-planning can protect your assets and everyone will know your wishes. Joining us with information about elder care pre-planning is Maxx Forti. He is an attorney at McLario. We're excited to have you back, Maxx.
Excited to be back, yeah.
Yeah. You know, this is one of those things I think people just, they don't want to deal with, but they have to deal with. And if you don't do it right, you can really get yourself in some hot water.
Yes.
So when should people even begin to think about pre-planning?
So I usually tell clients, the earlier the better. And when it comes to age, in your 60s, that's usually the best time, because at that point you're kind of settled in on your life and you kind of understand what you want. You will have a better idea of what you'll have financially wise, and as well as who you have around you to support you and to assist you in planning and doing all those things.
Yeah, because I'm sure if you go too early, you're just redoing it quite often. And so trying to find the right timing is a little bit tough. So why do you tell people, yes, you should pre-plan this early?
Well, there's so many possible outcomes, and you can only make assumptions as to what your life is going to be like. And that's why pre-planning helps, because it helps you take a better look at what you have in order to better communicate what your needs will be and what your wishes are, which is another big factor in this. And obviously when it comes to planning for elder care facilities and what type of facility you'll need, you may not know it now, but you'll at least be able to think about your options and plan that way.
Yeah, because there's so many different things you can go through, like Medicaid or private pay, different things like that, to ensure your wishes are understood. And I know that that's one of the biggest things, is people are like, well, this is what I think they wanted, but now people know, so there's no fighting.
Exactly. And obviously with Medicaid or private pay, there's a lot of variables with that as well. But at the end of the day, you can make these determinations early on, what your goal is, what your path will be, and that will help you in the future.
Do you find that a lot of people are confused when it's time for either at-home assisted or independent living on their, their family members' wishes?
Sometimes I feel like you'll know what you want, but at the end of the day, looking into them in advance will certainly help you prepare. And, some people don't want to be in a facility. Some people would prefer that. There are a lot of people, and that time has changed as well. When back in the day, a lot of people were like, no way, I'm not going there.
Well, they weren't luxury.
They weren't luxury, but nowadays there are way more options, way more different concepts and ideas of facilities that you can go to, that it's more appealing to people.
It's like apartment living.
Yeah, exactly.
It's true. It's so different, and we're living so much longer.
Yes.
And healthy, than our past. So interesting. So as somebody's considering all this pre-planning, what kind of documents do they need to start looking at?
Yeah. So you can start off with your basic documents, your power of attorney documents. That will help you set up a tree of people who will assist you and be there to support you, as well as to doing it early will help you build trust and build, a confidence in them, knowing that they'll do what you want, and being able to at least convey your wishes early on in your life before you get older and are maybe unable to do that. It helps then. And on top of that, then it comes to pre-planning to protect assets, which is something that's a big topic nowadays, because obviously people are concerned about spending their money and giving away their property or assets or things like that, where if you look far enough in the future and you take a step back and say, okay, I'm in my age right now where I think that I can start pre-planning to protect assets, there are several things like irrevocable trusts, and then also life estates, which will help you protect property for a certain,
Well, and I think when it comes to trust, there's so much stuff online about putting houses in trusts, and really knowing what your options are and what will happen if you don't take those steps. What other kinds of recommendations do you tell people when you meet with them?
I recommend, every case is base by basis. I mean, I meet with clients and they're on all different situations, so generally I play it by ear. But for the most part, it's, looking at what they have, what they can live on, what makes them, what they're comfortable with living on, because if you are pre-planning to protect assets, you're going to be putting things to the side and not, relinquishing your control over them, which is a hard discussion to have, but at the same time, it's something to think about as an option. So it really just depends on what they want and what their goals are, and that's kind of where my job is to interpret their goals and say, hey, this is your option A, B, and C, because obviously, I've never had a meeting where I've said, okay, we're going to do exactly this and you're going to stick on this path. Generally, it's route 1, route 2, route 3. Here's what happens, because you have to make assumptions. That's the game that you play.
Yeah. And you've got to really sit down and listen. That's a big
Exactly.
part of your job.
Yep.
Are you in general a fan of long-term care?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, I don't see any
The insurance, I should say.
Yes. So that is another thing that I've seen a trend of clients coming in lately saying, oh, I also have long-term care insurance.
Yeah.
I'm not a wealth management, I'm not a financial advisor, but as an attorney, I can see the benefits of it. Yes, there are, talk to your financial wealth management people to get more information on it, but it's something to think about if you, want to be in a nicer facility. It can cover a good amount of it and also help save you money in the future and be able to protect more assets, because at the end of the day, your goal is to protect your assets and hopefully either leave something for your loved ones, your heirs, and also live comfortably for the rest of your life. And if you can combine all of those things, it really helps. And doing that at a younger age helps also just in general.
Yeah. It's like that's the ideal, right? To
Yeah.
live your life well and then leave a legacy too.
Exactly.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, of course.
Good to see you. And you can contact the McLario firm to start pre-planning for your care in the long run. Their number is 262-251-4210. Or for more information, you can visit online. It's McLario.com.